Hi, my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel, Gabby on Paper. Today's video is going to be my very first paycheck budget with me. So basically what I'm doing is every month I'm creating a budget for the whole month as a whole. But to make things, I think, a little easier for me to hopefully stay on track, I'm also budgeting by paycheck. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is my paycheck budget insert that I'm using to budget my paycheck each month. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. And I'm gonna zoom in a bit so it's a little easier to see. So this is for the month of July. My full-time job. And I was paid on the 5th and gross was $21.54.25. The net was a lot less than I was expecting, and I'll go over why in just one second. And since that's my only income, this will stay the same. So basically, if we look back to my monthly budget, I was budgeting $18.25 for this paycheck. Obviously that's a lot less money. And basically what happened is that there was a mistake on my last paycheck, and a day that I had taken off unpaid was never taken from my paycheck, so I was paid for the full days. So they took it from this paycheck, and then on top of that I took another half day unpaid, which was also taken from this paycheck. So this is 12 hours that I was not paid for that I normally will be. Aside from that, I don't know what happened when I signed up for my benefits. I thought I was contributing $50 per paycheck to my HSA. It turns out that I selected $92 and change each paycheck for my HSA, which I didn't want to do that much, but my HR department is going to try to change it down to $50, but that's not a guarantee. If not, it's not the end of the world. All right, so then bills, we'll start with rent and utility. Every single paycheck, I set aside half of my rent and utilities. So whatever I'm saving from this paycheck will actually be to cover August's bills. So I'm budgeting $600, which is what I always do. Netflix. Oh, and I should note, this is the only bill that I'm like ahead on, technically. All the other bills I'll list are for the month of July. Okay, so a few things to note here. So Netflix, Apple One, and Hulu are bills that I split with my sister. So this is with my sister and my boyfriend, actually. So this is my third of the total. Peloton, as of last month, I'm splitting with my boyfriend, so this is my half, and then this is just mine. So this total is actually $663.50, and I know this already because this is my third time filming this because it has been kind of crazy over here. And then the leftover amount is $884. Christ, no, it's $894.68. $894.68. And then the second thing I kind of wanted to note is that, as you can see, my paycheck is on the 5th, but some of these bills for the 5th. And basically what I'm doing, and this is probably not the best way to do it, but I think it's something that's gonna work for me because I like looking at my numbers like for a whole month rather than it going into a second month and whatever. So basically my first paycheck, which is the paycheck on the 5th, will cover all of my bills and expenses from July 1st through July 15th. my second paycheck on July 20th will cover all of my expenses from July 16th till the end of the month, which is like 31st. So there's a few days before each paycheck that technically I don't have the money to like cover it. Like I put everything on my credit card and then I pay off my credit card. I pay it off at the end of like in this case I would pay it off on the 15th essentially. I'd wait a couple of days for everything to post, but essentially I'd pay it off on the 15th for that pay period. So that's how I've always done it. I always put everything on my credit card and pay it off so I can get reward points. And yeah, that's just what I'm doing. It might not be for everyone. Some people might hate that and think that like, how can I possibly do this? But it's only 4 days and I know my paycheck will be coming, and even if it wasn't some fluke happened, it wasn't coming, I still have a lot of money saved in an emergency fund. So it's okay. All right, now we're moving on to expenses. A little bit further down, I just wanted to make sure everything was in frame. First, let's start off with groceries. And I'm just gonna zoom out actually for 1 second so I can show you. A few videos ago, I did like a plan with me, and I just go over and schedule in all my bills and my paydays and any events that we have coming up during the month, anything that may cost money. So I'm using this to plan out my paycheck and how much I need to budget for each category. So just a side note. So groceries for the whole month, I budgeted $250. And then based on what I have going on the second half of July, I am giving myself for this paycheck $150. We have a visitor coming the second half of July, and I expect to be eating out more, which means I need less groceries for dinners and stuff, and vice versa. I expect to eat out less the first half of the month because of our visitor, so I'm giving myself more money in groceries. So groceries is $150. Shopping, I decided to not give myself anything for this first half of the month. I'm making a giant commitment and telling myself that I will not buy anything the first 2 weeks of the month, and that's okay. I kid. I need to get better about shopping. I've been doing okay, but I still want to give myself a little bit of money each month so that if something comes up, I can just, get it without feeling too guilty. But I've committed to not getting anything until the 16th at least of July. Dining out. Up until just now, because I said that I've filmed this a few times, but up until just now, I thought I gave myself $250 for dining out, but it's actually $300. And so for the first half of the month, $125 is what I'm allocating. Entertainment. Gave myself $100 for the month. For this part, I'll do $25. We really don't have anything planned this first little bit. The things that we want to do are mostly like in the second part of the month. Like there's some movies, a Cubs game. I think we might go to a White Sox game this month. So I think I should be okay with only $25. Hobbies. Gave myself the full $25. Home, the full amount of $25. And then miscellaneous, also the full amount. And that's as far as I got on my previous attempts at filming this. So I'll just add that up really quickly. So we have $150, $125, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's $375. That's the total. And if I subtract the $375 from the $894.68 that's up there, that leaves me $519.68. And that is the money that I'm saving. So let's see here. Okay. So this is savings / investment. So my Roth IRA, my long-term savings, short-term savings, and travel. So these amounts are not going to be exact, but I'm doing approximately 40% to my Roth IRA, approximately 35% to my long-term savings, about 25% to my short-term savings. But I decided to add a little bit of extra money towards travel. So I'm kind of rounding down. So it won't quite be 40%, 35%, and 25%. I'm rounding down a little bit to start funding like some travel things that we have coming up. So I am gonna send $200 to my Roth IRA, $165 towards my long-term savings, $115 towards my short-term savings, and then I believe the remaining should be 200 minus 165 minus, yeah, $39.68 towards travel. So I total this up, and before we go here, so 200 plus 165 plus 115 plus 39.8 is the $519.68. So that gives me $0 left over. So my budget, well, really here I budgeted $18.25. I got $15.58.18. My bills budget came to $63.50. Expenses $375, and then savings $519.68, and then nothing towards debt. And yeah, so that's where we are. So basically my income minus my bills minus my expenses minus my savings is $0, and I think we can consider that a zero-based budget. I don't know. I'm just trying things out since I am still so new to budgeting. This will be my 4th month of doing it, and it has been a roller coaster, but I'm working at it. I'm working on it. So yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't done so already, make sure you give this a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Bye.